Chair recognizes the lady from Meade.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Selective abortions, otherwise known as designer abortions, have become more prevalent in an attempt to create the perfect child based on an individual's preference. An example being blonde hair and blue eyes, where a couple may want a child which is highly intelligent, artistic, seems to have the opportunity for a certain athletic ability, conforms to a certain physical idea, is the preferred race, sex, or has what is deemed to be the appropriate skin tone. If the to-be parents discover that their unborn child does not fit that idea, then they may then choose to have an abortion. Terminating a pregnancy because the unborn child has a disability sends out the message that the disability is something to be ashamed of. It suggests that someone with a disability is a lesser human being and given the choice should not be allowed to live. House Bill 5 is geared toward abortions. The number one reason to commit euthanasia in other countries today is on persons that have been diagnosed as autistic. We must stop and prevent both of these atrocities. As a woman and a mother, I find it detestable that the life of an unborn child could be terminated based on their sex. Both sex, men and women, were created for certain purposes, and during the creation of life and throughout their lives, these purposes should be embraced and cherished. I also find it deeply concerning that the African American community has been targeted. Since 1973, abortions has reduced this community by nearly 30%. Twice as many African Americans have died from abortions than have died from AIDS, accidents, violent crimes, cancer, and heart disease combined. Also, while African Americans make up less than 13% of the female population, 84% of Planned Parenthood clinics are located in these minority communities. By our inaction, we as a legislative body should not be sending a message that babies can be obtained like using a cart from an online store or buying a car with preferred features. The message that we should be sending is a great deal of criticism for selective abortions, otherwise known as designer abortions. We should be strongly communicating that a child should be loved and cared for, irrespective of what they look like, how they will behave, or their abilities. I would now like to yield back to the lady from Muhlenberg 15. Thank you.